Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to be talking to you about cavities and how to reverse them. A lot of people don't realize you can reverse cavities. They are not there forever if you do the right things for your oral health. So I'm just going to share with you some tips that have worked really well for a lot of my clients and that have worked well for me. I personally have never had cavities, but it is so easy to keep my teeth white. I don't have any bad breath, like even in the morning, and it's all, you know, partly to do with, or mostly to do with the tips that I'm going to share with you. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to just jump on in with my first tip. What I always recommend, and this is more of a common sense one anyways, and you guys probably know it if you're healthy people like me, but the first thing I do recommend is choosing an all-natural toothpaste. Other toothpastes do have fluoride and things like that in it, and they do damage your oral health down the road and long term if you use it for several years. So I recommend throwing that out. I'll link in the description box my favorite toothpaste. It's a homeopathic toothpaste. What I like about it is it's all natural and everything, but it really does foam and it whitens the teeth and cleans it like normal regular toothpaste would. A lot of people find that if they switch to a healthier toothpaste, they don't work well. Well, this one does. So it's the one we use for our family. I really like it, so I'll link it in the description, and I just recommend switching to something natural. That way you're not damaging your teeth or your gums, and also the bad bacteria, or the good bacteria, sorry. So my second tip would be right after you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth, I highly recommend getting some probiotics in. So this is something I do not every day, but morning and night. You can do it every day. The more you do it, the quicker I guess you'll get results. But what I do is I take probiotics, like usually you want to look for something that has Lactobacillus salivarius in it. It's the bacteria that's found in your saliva. Any bacteria, any like lactobacillus strains will work, but preferably you want that specific strain in the mix somewhere. So find a probiotic that you like, and I open up the capsule, and you can use as many billion as you want. I use about 10 billion. I'll mix it in just a teeny bit of water, and I'll drink it, and I'll swish my mouth with it for about maybe 5 minutes, and then just swallow the probiotics, and you can get some good probiotics in your gut as well. But what this is gonna do is it's gonna balance all of the bad bacteria that's in your mouth. A lot of times, if you find that you're a person who has not a lot of saliva, if you have a very dry mouth, that's usually if you don't have enough saliva, usually you'll end up with a lot of acidity and bad bacteria in the mouth, and I'll explain why in a minute. But if you do have a lot of saliva, like me, your mouth is more alkaline because your saliva is alkaline. Usually people with high histamine have a lot of saliva. So if you are one of those people, you probably don't have cavities, or you would have a lot less than people who don't have a lot of saliva. And again, that's just because your saliva is very alkaline. So it keeps your mouth alkaline, which means bad bacteria can't thrive. So anyways, when you are swishing with the probiotics, it's really helping to just get rid of the bad and the acidity in the mouth, and really just coat the mouth with the good bacteria so they can rebalance. Once they start to rebalance and they're consistent, you'll notice your bad breath is gone. And even if you don't brush, you're like, oh, I'm fine, I don't stink. I used to not be able to make it, even when I brushed really well, halfway through the day without chewing gum, because I just felt like my breath just did not smell good. And now I go all day, and I only brush once a day, believe it or not. I do not brush twice a day. And I find that my oral health is just, my teeth are amazing, no cavities, super clean, no bad breath. So these tips do work. So definitely swish. If you only can swish once a day with probiotics, I highly recommend doing it at night. And just the reason for that is that the probiotics can stay in your mouth while you sleep and prevent that bacteria from building up, which they would normally do, you know, throughout the night. So that is my second tip. My third tip is going to be liquid chlorophyll. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I woke up like 20 minutes ago. But chlorophyll is incredible, again, because you want to alkalize the mouth. As soon as your mouth is acidic, so if you eat sugar or bad foods, food sitting in your mouth too long, not enough good bacteria, there's a bunch of things, but if your mouth is very acidic, that's when you'll start to get the teeth like the enamel will start to erode, and you'll start to get cavities because the bad bacteria are able to thrive like crazy in an acidic mouth. So swishing either right after the probiotics, with the probiotics, throughout the day. Sorry, I don't know what that was. Just keep swishing with chlorophyll. I usually do chlorophyll just right before I go to bed. At the end of the day, swish my mouth with it, and then get some probiotics in my mouth, and I go to bed. And it's great because it keeps your mouth alkaline, which means, again, no bad bacteria can thrive. So that's what you really want to focus on. And then the next thing that you really want to do is activated charcoal. So I've talked about this many times on my channel, but it's incredible. So it works really, really, really well. I will leave links to all my favorite products in the description so you guys will have that. But the one I like comes in like a tub, and you can actually just like dip your toothbrush if you keep it strictly for brushing your teeth. Sorry, if you keep the tub strictly for brushing your teeth, you can just dip your wet toothbrush right into the tub and just brush your teeth that way. You can mix the activated charcoal with your toothpaste. You can buy activated charcoal toothpaste. So there's a bunch of ways you can use activated charcoal, but I just like to dip my toothbrush, and I do this about maybe 3 times a week, where I'll just brush my teeth with it either before or after I brush my teeth with regular toothpaste, and it works so well at just whitening. So what activated charcoal does is it binds the toxins in the mouth and bad bacteria, and it pulls it out. So usually if you're sick and you have like a stomach flu and you take activated charcoal, it binds to all the bacteria and it pulls it out, and then you're not sick anymore. So it has the same effect in the mouth, but because it's also the black charcoal, it really, really whitens your teeth like really well. So I never have to go for a teeth whitening treatment or anything. It just the activated charcoal works wonders. So I highly recommend doing that. And again, you're just really detoxing your mouth with all of these tips, which is what you want. And then over time, you'll notice there's no more cavities. Your teeth feel great. They're white. You don't have any gum pain. So that's a big tip there. One of my last tips would be oil pulling. So this is something I don't do every day, and you don't have to either. But it's just one more thing you can add into this whole regime that is really going to help in terms of the health of your mouth and your teeth. So what I do is probably like once a week. When I first started this, when I did have the bad breath and all that, I was probably doing it 3 times a week. So maybe you can start with that and then kind of like shrink the amount of days you do it. But anywhere from like 1 to 3 times a week is great. And I do it for about 10 minutes. I'll just take some coconut oil, and I add a drop of melaleuca or tea tree, and I add 1 drop of peppermint essential oil as well. I make sure they're organic and all that, really clean essential oils, and just swish with about half a tablespoon of coconut oil, and just get it all over your teeth, in and out of the teeth, so try to push it through. And what this does is because it's a fat, it really breaks down the cell walls of the bad bacteria, and it's able to pull it all out again. So the same effect that you would see with the activated charcoal, but even a little bit of more action in terms of the bad bacteria. So this is fantastic as well. What we like to do is swish for about 10 minutes and then spit it out. Do not swallow it because it's pulling out so much bad bacteria. You don't want that in your gut. So just spit it out in the sink, rinse your mouth with some water, and you're done. And again, it really whitens the teeth, and it really protects the teeth, and it alkalizes the mouth and all of that, which is what you want. And that's pretty much it. Those are my main tips. My other tip would be there's some nutrients that you can take. I really like using tissue salt. So there's a company, Unda, and they make homeopathic tissue salts, which would just go under your tongue. They dissolve and they go right into your bloodstream, and they contain trace minerals and elements that we're just not getting through our diet, or at least not absorbing because of our poor digestion, and they will help support the teeth. So there's 2. I will link them in the description box below. One of them is fluoride, but it's a very small dose and very bioavailable, so it doesn't cause toxicity in the body or anything like that. And the second one would be, it's called calc carb, and that's more like calcium to support the teeth as well. So those are 2 other nutrients you could add in if you were looking for a little bit extra support. And then you can always do like a good multivitamin as well, just to overall protect your teeth. Make sure you're getting lots of minerals in your diet, because your teeth are bones, and the more minerals that you have, the better. And like I said, kind of going back, one thing you just really want to focus on overall is acidity. If your mouth is acidic, your teeth and the minerals will be pulled out and worn down, and slowly your teeth will start to the enamel will start to break down, and they'll start to get weaker and weaker, and that's when cavities and issues develop. So if you're keeping your mouth alkaline by eating, nourishing foods, not having so much sugar all the time, and really keeping lots of probiotics and things like that in your mouth, you're gonna make sure you don't have that acidic environment, and your teeth are gonna do just fine. You can apply these tips with kids as well. I do for my kids. They swish the chlorophyll, they get the coconut oil, they get the probiotics and all of that. So, and we brush with activated charcoal as well. So you can definitely use these on your kids. This is all I have for this video. Sorry, it was kind of all over the place. But I really hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new to my channel, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.